Did you know that a speaker has a magnet in it? Yes, a speaker consists of a magnet. But what is the role of magnetism in speaker? Let's find out. Firstly, speaker convert electrical signal into sound by utilizing magnetism through a permanent magnet and a voice coil that becomes an electromagnet when current flows through it. Secondly, the cone moves due to the interaction between the magnetic field produced by the electromagnetic voice coil and the permanent magnet. Lastly, the permanent magnet generates a constant magnetic field, while the voice coil can be turned on and off by passing an electrical current through it, causing the cone to move back and forth. Next, the importance of electromagnetism in speaker. First, it will create a dynamic motor. The voice coil receives an AC signal and becomes an electromagnet with changing polarity. Next, the interacting with the permanent magnet. The coil changing magnetic field interacts with the permanent magnet, causing attraction and repulsion. Other than that, driving the cone. The voice coil moves back and forth, causing the cone to vibrate and produce sound wave. And the last is controlling sound frequency and volume. The signal frequency controls the pitch, while the current intensity controls volume.
First, electric signal enter the speaker. When you play an audio, an electrical signal flows through a coil wire inside the speaker, called voice coil. Why the concept is essential for the device. Magnetism is the core principle that allows a speaker to convert electrical signals into sounds. Second, current creates a magnetic field. When current flows through a wire, it produces a magnetic field around it, so the voice coil becomes an electromagnet. Third, interaction with a permanent magnet. Inside the speaker, there is also a strong permanent magnet. The magnetic field from coil interacts with this permanent magnet. Fourth, forces causes vibration. This interaction produces a force, pushing and pulling the coil back and forth. And lastly, sound is produced. The coil attached to diaphragm to translate the movement into pressure wave that travel through the air.
Next, let's discuss what would happen if magnets were absent or malfunctioning in the device. So, for normal speaker, it is impossible for them to function properly without magnet, because the movement of the cone really depends on electromagnetism concept. Without magnet, the voice coil would not experience magnetic force. Then, there will be no pull and push forces. The cone will not move properly, and the air will not be vibrated effectively. Thus, no sound or only little and distorted sound will be produced. So, it can be said that it is impossible to make a normal speaker without magnetism concept.
What features depend on magnetic properties? First, permanent magnet provide a constant magnetic field for a speaker operation. Second, speaker cone vibration. Magnetic force move the cone back and forth, produce audio. Third, electromagnet voice coil converts electrical signals into movement to create sound. And last, sound amplification. Magnetic interaction helps generate louder and clearer sound. How to enhance devices' efficiency, performance and safety. First, clearer sound. Magnets help speaker produce louder and clearer audio. Second, better efficiency. They help turn electrical energy into sound more effectively. Next, safer and durable. Good magnetic design helps prevent damage and overheating. Last, improved performance. Magnets make the speaker vibrate smoothly for better sound quality.
The motor. A voice coil and magnet work together to form the speaker motor. The voice coil has a long section of thin copper wire wound many times around a heat-resistant cylinder called the former. When electricity flows through the copper windings, it naturally generates a surrounding magnetic field. This phenomenon is what makes an electromagnet. An electromagnet can act just like a permanent magnet, and yet, incredibly, its polarity, or positive and negative pole orientation, and magnetic intensity can be changed by altering the supplied electric current. It can instantly be made stronger or weaker, reversed, or turned off completely. A large permanent magnet or natural magnet surrounds the voice coil. This magnet has a top plate and a backing plate with a pole piece through the center to focus the magnet's field through the gap. An intricate electrical signal flows through the voice coil windings, causing it to move back and forth as its magnetic field pushes and pulls against that of the permanent magnet.
Allah says in Surah Ar-Rum, Ayah 46, and among His signs is that He sends the winds as good tidings.
Now, let's take a look about IT knowledge related to electromagnetism concept in speaker. The principle of cause and effect. In IT logic, nothing moves without a cause. The cause is the interaction between the stationary magnetic field from the stationary magnet and the changing magnetic field from the voice coil. The effect is the vibration of the cone that produces sound. Although we cannot see directly the magnetic field, its existence is known through observable effects on the physical world.